Hello, I'm Sarcasm, and today I'm your tour guide around the ruins of Kilima Valley. In this game, you are a human who was thought to be extinct, but appear in front of the Phoenix Shrine, and from there you assimilate to majority life while you uncover what happened to your kind, basically. Early on, Gina asks you a question, and that is actually the main point of my video. It is where I prove her theory, because Gina's my girl. Yeah, and I'm gonna start here. These ruins. So this area is just right outside your plot. And you have these ruins just right here. I believe it's part of a column. If I am correct, this would be called a capital. I could be wrong. It could be a shaft. We have another piece here, which I believe would be a cornice. I do actually just had to Google this like last night, so I sounded smarter. But I could be completely wrong. So what makes this interesting to me is the fact that I don't actually see any other pieces around here. Maybe over there? But otherwise, it's kind of alone. You can actually see that as you go over this way. And I apologize if my voice cracks. There's illness spreading around the house, so I thought, well, I feel okay, I'm gonna get this recording before I lose my voice. Alright, no, don't pardon me, pardon me. First I gotta grab whatever this is. Garlic. You have another piece here. It's actually really large. The top piece, which I still believe is like either a cornice or a frieze. So if anybody knows more about these terms, please let me know. Then we'll just go this way to the next spot. It is just right here. This is where the pieces become a little bit more cohesive. Let's see, this is by Whispering Banks. And this is actually really intact. You still have the three pillars here mostly. You can definitely see design. That's why I believe that the triangle is the top part. We have these pieces, so it forms like a little sort of circle. There's probably a better term for it, but now what went here, we don't know. I do believe that this was like an outdoor type piece because there's something that's over in another area that we'll go to that makes me think that. And just below here is another really interesting piece, like probably one of my favorites of this Kilma Valley. Yeah, I know there's a chunk that's not quite loading. For some reason, there's this here. It was another circular piece. See where there was a pillar all around here. And this is the centerpiece. Probably something that held up a ceiling or a roof. I don't think we can climb up there. Maybe we can, and it's just like where there's a treasure. So if you look on top of a lot of these ruins, there's treasure. They have these like symbols on them. And then you look over here. Is this it? There's just like this very ornate column. The ancients kind of did two major things. They used the same stones, so you can see white here, white there. So they used the same stones, put some gold there, made it look pretty. Now that's not always true because Stonehenge came from another place, like wells. Um, and archaeology also can show other things, how they have districts. Like there's a temple area, there's a residential, and this. So you'll hear like in a lot of Roman discoveries, like this was found in the warehouse district or the pleasure district or this or that. So this will lead to what my final theory is that proves, I hope, proves Gina's. This is why I believe that spot by Whispering Banks was in more of outdoors because it is missing these pieces. Now, it's possible that they were buried or used for another build. A lot of cultures did that where they just took the ruins and put in new ones. Kind of like the whole refurbish or whatever in here. Because you have these little columns here, very beautiful. It's like little districts. So it's like, what was this little area for? It's not that big. Where's the other columns? So many questions and so little answers yet. This, I believe, is a larger building. Like we have this piece here that is clearly a wall of some sort. And you go here, you have like a large arch, which is actually quite beautiful. I believe these are called flagstones. And this is like some sort of like pathway or something or a building. I believe it could be a pathway because it doesn't have any more beams. So it would go somewhere important. So probably that way. We kind of lose some stones, so we can't really tell. And there must have been some other buildings here because this is a part of a wall. You can tell because it doesn't have the same markings as these towers or did I say towers? Pillars. Yeah. It doesn't have the same markings, and this is clearly a really large pillar. It's actually really well preserved. You can also see this shape in a lot of places. Like they have a few different types of pillars, and they probably had different purposes. What? I'm not fully sure yet. So they form some sort of shape here, like it goes here, to here, to here. So there probably was a building somewhere right around here. Right, and on to what I think is probably pieces to future Palia storylines and lore that I really hope comes to light. Alright, so if you follow the shoreline, there's an abandoned fishing house. We have Pride Rock. Isn't that Pride Rock? Just tell me it's not. It's about here where the builds get really big and really busy. Like we have something here that's still intact. Really, really tall. There's another wall here with the start of a pillar. So it looks like it's a wall that went from like here to here, something like that. See over here, you got what looks like the start of a column has crumbled with the top pieces. I forgot what those are called. If I even have the right terms. Ooh. Now, here is where you go for. It's not quite ruins, right? It is the Night Sky Temple, right? And someone just boarded it up. You can definitely see pillar here. And the pillars are getting a lot more pretty. And that's because this is our final spot. We have an ancient bridge. It's a different symbol than the one that was over there. And all through this area is these massive builds, like the one up there. Why didn't we get to go into that? I want to go in there. Very beginning, Hecla and Gina ask you, what do you think that these ruins are from? And you have options between the school, sporting event, whatnot. She does say, she being Gina, does say that she doesn't think it's a town because the buildings are too scattered, which I agree with. Because you can not going to scare their bug chasing away. Because you can see how those were all scattered and these are all clustered together. Like this is part of one build, like a road or a building that goes from like there to here. This is definitely wall. So you had a large building here, of another here. That goes like all the way out here. So that's like two large buildings. And you have another one right here. And this is just cool. Now there is a treasure somewhere around here. And this is connected to the Phoenix Falls. Yes, words. And later on, when you do a quest, you do get a definite answer. So we'll go up these steps. We have this beautiful pond. Now, this wasn't always a pond, clearly, because it has stairs that go down and pillars that fell. So there's probably something down there. But we can't swim, so, you know, we can't go scuba diving. You have little places like this, which is just really pretty, which is probably just for like gathering or something. We have the decorated walls here and see, and there was more of those pillars with another symbol. So we have staircases there and there, and you can see pieces of a floor. So this wasn't always a pond. Maybe it was like a gathering place. There is some beams around it. Or maybe it was just a really large building. So Gina and Hecla, you already know what this is. I already said that. I said a school. And I was right. I think. Yeah, I think this was like the main campus because after you complete the mask quest, you can enter here and it's a library. She says she found books around too. So I think this was like a center of a campus. Those buildings out there were like dorms. And you have like different buildings out there for like, I don't know, worship, um, anything else that goes on at a university. So that is my theory. Actually, Gina's theory, and I just proved it for her. I hope I proved it. You can actually never really prove it in archaeology. In any form of story mode, like whether it's movies, novels, games, whatnot, setting is extremely important. It tells as much as a story as dialogue does. Like, if they hadn't had the ruins, they could say there was ancient people here, and you would be like, okay, so where's the proof? Because there's ruins in ancient civilizations, and in these can tell you about who they were, what they liked, even if it's like something simple as you enter a room and you just notice like they like elephant knickknacks. That tells you about the character's personality or an area's personality or something like that. Very important. Always use it. In fact, one moment. Hope you liked the video, and I hope you have a good one. Bye!